Now at 8 on WKYT this morning, we're tracking breaking news here in Lexington. Police are investigating a death on Cross Keys Road. We will be live with breaking details. Plus, Kentucky State Police say they found a second body in Lee County as part of a murder investigation. Details on that investigation coming up. Plus, investigators still have not identified the body found Friday in Clark County. And family and friends still have not given up on their search for a missing Northern Kentucky couple. That's all coming up on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Michelle Chamberlain. Thanks so much for joining us. Sean Moody has the morning off. We'll tell you why a little bit later in our show. And we're hoping to get a break from all the rain today. Let's check in now with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. Good morning.
And, of course, Mike Landon not here together. Did they take off together and do something fun?
I do believe they did.
That's what it feels like, right? We do have a very small chance of showers to our south and east today. Most of us are going to stay dry throughout the entire day. Here in Lexington, I think we're in good shape. We are tracking just a little bit of moisture across southern and eastern Kentucky at this point. A very small shower or two into McCrary, Whitley counties getting in on some of that at this point. Right now in Lexington, we're back up to 69 degrees, and here's a breakdown for the rest of the day. You see, by around noontime, we're at 81. We'll probably max out in the mid-80s for highs today. Again, we stay dry here, but the rain chances will show up to southern and eastern Kentucky. I'll track them coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jimmy. We're tracking a breaking news alert here in Lexington. Police are investigating a death. Police are on Cross Keys Road, which is off of Alexandria Drive and Versailles Road. We'll go right to WKYT's Mike Byer right now, who is live with breaking details. Mike?
Good morning, Michelle. I'm in the 1000 block of Cross Keys Road here in Lexington. There's a heavy police presence still, and the Fayette County coroner is on scene. Now, it is a rather large crime scene, so we're not sure where exactly this death investigation is occurring, but all police are telling us right now, and this is all we know, is that they are investigating a death. They say it is a female, and she was found last night. Now, we're not sure how she was found or how this came about, but we're told that it came about through another investigation. Police aren't releasing details on that investigation either, but they're saying they were able to find this woman because of another investigation. So a big, heavy police presence here still in the 1000 block of Cross Keys Road here in Lexington. The Fayette County coroner is on scene. That's all we know right now. A death investigation due to criminal activity. That's the latest. We'll keep you updated on air, online, and through our WKYT mobile news app. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
State police say a murder investigation that started Friday has led them to a second body. Troopers found the body just before dark on Hell Creek Road off of Kentucky 11. Police say they found a man dead in a brush off the gravel road. Police tell us they have a couple of people in custody, but say others are still on the run. According to Three Fork Jail's inmate roster, Anthony Taylor and Kevin Kendall are booked in the jail on murder charges. We checked overnight and no one else has been booked on those charges. Police on scene said more information could be released today. That's after the coroner is able to identify the man and notify his family. Investigators still have not identified the body found Friday in Clark County. Family and friends of a missing Northern Kentucky couple are sure it's one of their loved ones. Some people spent their Saturday searching for a second body in Montgomery County. The volunteer group KYK9 Search and Reunite Services also brought out their dogs to search for clues.
Part of the problem's been knowing where to search and then letting people know so that they can keep their eyes out.
Other groups of people kept searching in different places in Clark County. Family members say they're still waiting to hear whether the body found in Clark County on Friday belongs to either Bobby Jones or Crystal Warner. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused a deadly crash in Powell County. The coroner tells us a driver lost control on Snow Creek Road near Clay City. The truck went over an embankment. The driver was able to climb out and flag someone down for help. The coroner says Jessica Vance, a passenger in the truck, died at the scene. The driver went to the hospital. A Boyle County man is still in the hospital recovering from a bad crash he was in last month. Trevor Thompson's 3 friends died in the wreck. A passerby pulled him out of the car, and dozens of people gathered together to put on a fundraiser to help pay for his medical bills. A lot of friends and family were there, but strangers showed up too. They tell us they just wanted to help out.
I mean, that's the way the good Lord wants you to be, you know. Just take care of other people, you know. And that's the way it's got to be. No doubt in my mind.
Thompson's mother told us he's ready to get out of the hospital. We talked to him on the phone, and he says he tried to go to that fundraiser, but his doctors would not let him out. Still, Thompson is expected to make a full recovery. We got an update on a Central Kentucky woman seriously injured in a cycling wreck last month in France. Former state auditor Bob Babbage wrote in a Facebook post that his wife Laura is now recovering at Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital. Laura was injured last month while riding in a cycling event in France. Campaign season in the Commonwealth has officially started after the annual Fancy Farm Picnic in Western Kentucky. So every year on the first Saturday in August, people show up at Fancy Farm for a show. The main act is always the afternoon political stump speaking that's been going on for nearly 100 years. This year was Lexington Mayor Jim Gray's first trip to Fancy Farm, where he faces Senator Rand Paul. The two took jabs at each other in their speeches.
Kentucky deserves a senator whose sole focus is Kentucky. I heard the real reason that the big hole is still there, why he stopped work on the big hole, because he heard there was coal in it.
Senator Paul is seeking a second term in the United States Senate. And on the Democratic side, Attorney General Andy Beshear and Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes did not attend Fancy Farm. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump ended one of the toughest weeks of his campaign in New Hampshire. A day after mending fences with key Republican leaders, Trump called out rival Hillary Clinton at a rally in Windham. Wendy Gillette covers the campaign from New York.
While Donald Trump's running mate Mike Pence shook hands with voters at an Ohio restaurant, the candidate himself rallied for support in the battleground state of New Hampshire.
The last time I was here, we won, right? Big league. And we're going to win again. I'll tell you, we're going to win again.
The Republican nominee officially endorsed New Hampshire Senator Kelly Ayotte's re-election bid Friday in an attempt to appease party leaders. He also threw his support behind House Speaker Paul Ryan and Arizona Senator John McCain after initially declining to make endorsements. Several polls out this week show Trump trailing Hillary Clinton nationally by about 7%. On Friday, journalists put Clinton on the spot for suggesting in an interview that FBI Director James Comey had characterized her comments about her private email server as truthful.
I may have short-circuited it, and for that, I will try to clarify.
The people of this country don't want somebody that's going to short-circuit up here.
Looking to paint themselves as better alternatives, newly minted Green Party nominee Jill Stein and Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson are both eyeing a spot in the first presidential debate next month. So far, both fall short of the 15% required in 5 national polls to take the stage. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
In local news, we have a traffic alert to pass along this morning for drivers here in Lexington. You can expect delays next week on Nicholasville Road. Crews will be rewiring traffic signals at the Manowar Boulevard intersection next Sunday, August 14th. So work will start at 7 a.m. and should be complete by 3. Traffic lights will be off while crews work on them. Lexington police will help direct traffic during the outage, and the work is necessary to help traffic flow for the new Summit development. Today in Lexington, BCTC's Leestown campus is having a space-inspired camp. It's for middle and high school students interested in science, technology, engineering, and math. Astronaut Frank Culbertson will be leading the camp, and students will be broken into teams that will propose an idea for an experiment to be conducted on the International Space Station. The camp runs from 8 o'clock this morning to 4 this afternoon, and it's in the manufacturing building on Opportunity Way. WKYT this morning is just getting started. Some are hoping it's the best of both worlds, auto racing and video games. So we're going to take a look at how racing drones is becoming a sport all of its own. That's coming up in about 10 minutes. So let's hope an app like this one comes to Kentucky, right? It lets you place orders with local chefs and pull up a seat to their table. That's coming up after Jim's forecast.
And my forecast is mainly dry for most of us across central Kentucky. A stray shower or two possible to our south and east. Even tracking some of that right now. We'll break it all down. Coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Most of us are going to stay nice and dry today, and our scene will look a lot like this with just a few more clouds out there later today. But A few of us will also run into an isolated chance for a shower or two. What a gorgeous start to this Sunday. Our temperatures running right now in the upper 60s here in Lexington. We're at 69 degrees. Winds are coming in from the northeast, which means we're trying to get some drier air in here. It's just not going to be super dry because we've got a lot of tropical moisture that's going to be trying to run at us even today and especially throughout the next several days, which will also feed to the shower and thunderstorm chances. Here's what we have this morning on our Defender Radar Network. Most of Kentucky completely dry. However, a few showers have developed as a front is still kind of trying to work its way completely through the area. So it's ignited a shower or two in McCreary County and over into Whitley County as well. Very light rain. This is what I call a nuisance shower. It's enough to wet the pavement. That's really about it. No major issues expected out of any of these showers. But we'll keep the isolated chances alive through the daytime hours today. You can kind of see them going up here a little bit later on. This is a high-resolution model, and it shows you the coverage and what it looks like. And usually the high-resolution model, when it's on its A game, when it has been here recently, it gives you probably the best picture of what the showers are going to look like today. Maybe not the exact location, but close enough. And that's why we're going with it here. And you see the coverage stays mainly along the Hal Rogers Parkway and south. Now, you might have one or two that go a little bit higher than that, and the Hal Rogers runs about right through here. And so you could run into one or two, maybe a little bit higher than that, more toward the north, out there into the afternoon and evening hours. But even all those rain chances will start to disappear once we cross over to the afternoon and evening. This is just our general model. Let me get you through today and into tomorrow. This is still a high resolution model, but not quite as precise as the other. We're into your Monday. Notice what starts to happen here. The showers thicken up again across southeastern Kentucky. Fronts to the south. Tropical moisture is starting to filter in, so we run into those chances. And it's going to feel that way as well. You're certainly going to experience that in the air outside of some of the showers and storms. Here's what we have with our 7-day forecast. The daily chance of showers and storms. Other than today. Today's the smallest chance we have, and it's going to be confined to south and eastern sections of Kentucky. And then the rest of the week, we start to see the chances increase area-wide. We'll all be dealing with those rain chances out there, Michelle. Just not today, of course.
Thankfully, we need a break.
We do need a break. And even the areas that see them, they'll have very light rain.
Good to hear. So I'd say most people like to have a nice dinner. You do, right?
Of course, who doesn't, right?
Yeah, but we don't really like to cook it. I don't, at least.
I don't either, and that's why a new app in Florida lets you place orders with local chefs who work in their own homes. Tracy Jason has a story.
I like this.
Just go online and pull up a seat to the latest app produced and launched right here in Central Florida.
I wanted some food and I can't cook. So I was like, I know a lot of people in my neighborhood and I know a lot of my friends can cook, but the thing was just that I had no way to just go up to their door and be like, can you cook me a meal? That would be really awkward and weird.
So instead, this college grad with a business degree and programming skills partnered with a friend and designed what she hopes will become the hottest new app. It's called Pull Up a Seat.
And it's basically where you can find anyone cooking around you and you can pull up a seat, or in simpler terms, grab a plate. And so you can go to your neighbor if they were posting a listing and they said they had taco night. You could go over there and grab yourself a taco, and it's a cheaper, healthier, and 24/7 around-the-clock alternative.
And Camille explains it's a moneymaker for the chef, too. It's already available on Apple devices, and folks are already serving and ordering up or online.
Here's one. She's having something cooking.
Very rich stew made with palm nut extract and juice. It will be served with boiled white rice and a side of fried sweet plantains. The stew is made with assorted meats, water, and soft drink will be provided based on choice. And what's the cost?
$12.
Oh, $12.
And then you just go down here, contact if you have anything like an allergy, or you're like, oh, I'm bringing a child, or anything you want to message her.
No delivery right now. You either go to the person's home and dine in or take out. Camille likens it to Uber. She says they vet the chefs, and then those who use the app rank them.
I see it being something that can be taken worldwide.
I'm just saying, can I say don't let this guy come to your house?
But they would love me to come over to their house.
You would be
these chefs.
entertaining.
I would.
You're
Absolutely.
very entertaining.
I would try to get more food for a smaller price.
I'm sure
though.
you would.
Yes.
Oh, can I get that for free?
Yeah. What's free here? That's all I'm here for.
Oh, Jimmy. When WKYT this morning returns, so we're looking at this new sport. It's really taken off. It's the inside look at the world of drone racing. That's coming up. But before we go to break, Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $38 million. Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot, $67 million. We'll be right back. Welcome back to WKYT this morning. So in the last couple of years, drones have become very popular, but one group of flyers are focused on turning flying into a full-fledged sport. Brooke Silva-Braga has that story from New Jersey.
It was YouTube videos like these, viewed millions of times last year, that sent lots of people shopping for drones. Peter Grian was one of them.
Saw some videos and just thought, why am I not doing this right now?
Now, the Australian is a drone pilot for Team Multistar.
So a year ago, you watch a drone video on the internet, and today someone's paying for you to fly around the world to fly this thing.
Yeah.
The sport has taken off because the races look like this. Pilots use a real-time feed from the drone's camera to steer the quadcopters. Spectators can view the feed too. Sponsors hope that drone racing will combine the appeal of esports and auto racing.
You get to be the quad, you get to fly around, like no limits.
19-year-old Kane Madare won $2,500 as the winner of this week's Liberty Cup in New Jersey. Next, he's headed to the U.S. Nationals in New York. A 15-year-old won $250,000 at a race this year in Dubai. $2,000 in gear can get you racing, but it could take months to learn to fly the all-manual drones, which racers build by hand. The reward, an adrenaline rush Rafa Paiva compares to the motorcycles he used to race. 5 months ago, he quit working to fly full-time.
You're making a bet that this is going to get big enough that you can make real money on it.
Yes, that's right. I'm giving it a shot.
In drone racing, taking a chance is half the fun. Brooke Silva-Braga for CBS News, Jersey City, New Jersey.
And it does look like fun. Your time now is 8:22. There's still more to come on WKYT this morning. Sports is next.
Here we go on a Sunday morning, and temperatures are starting off in the upper 60s, low 70s throughout most of the area. One of the reasons you're going to find some of those low 70s to our south and east. Cloud cover is a little bit thicker there through the overnight, and they're still holding on to some of it with some areas of fog thrown into the mix. Also, frontal boundary hasn't completely worked its magic on this area. Still tracking a few showers as it's pushing through. And this is going to be a zone I think runs into a few isolated chances out there today. We're looking at folks there in McCreary County and also into Whitley County with very light rain this morning. Today, our rain chance is going to be highlighted through some of the same areas. So an isolated risk of running into a stray shower or two from essentially Somerset all the way out to the Kentucky, West Virginia, or the Kentucky-Virginia state line. So that's going to be the primary zone of formation today. Most of us stay on the dry side. Now, here's Lee Kay, and he's going to get you up to date.
Well, Fan Day is always a highlight of the opening weekend of the preseason camp for Kentucky football. And if there were any questions concerning the fans' excitement regarding this upcoming football season, look no further than Fan Day on Saturday morning. Early that morning, hundreds of UK fans stood in line at the Nutter Indoor Practice Facility to get an autograph from their favorite players and coaches. And one of the longest lines was for Mark Stoops. Then, after getting the autographs, the fans went out to the new practice fields to get a first look at the team. Now, Stoops said that he was pleased with the practice portion of Fan Day, particularly the wide receivers who were being asked to raise their level of their game this season.
I like seeing that. I like seeing good coverage and good catches because that's what's going to happen. You don't, again, you've heard me talk about it. You don't want one side to have success because the other side's not doing their job and leaving things wide open or being inept and not playing the way you're supposed to. You want to see competitive plays.
Two of the four guys who will be immortalized by a statue outside of Commonwealth Stadium this season were signing autographs yesterday morning. Wilbur Hackett and Nate Northington, two of the four Trailblazers in integrating the SEC. They were part of Fan Day on Saturday.
They're back with all of our ex-alumni, so it's good to have them, and I thought it was appropriate because they're on the poster, and we're recognizing those guys, and it was good for our fans to be able to see them and spend some time with them.
Certainly well-deserved. Good to see that. Meanwhile, USA Basketball picked up a dominating win in their first preliminary round game at the Rio Olympics, 119-62 over China. DeMarcus Cousins had 17 points and 5 rebounds. Kevin Durant led the way with 25. Next up is Venezuela on Monday. That's a look at your morning sports. Have a great day.
Now at 8:30 on WKYT this morning, we're tracking breaking news here in Lexington. Police are investigating a death on Cross Keys Road. We're live with breaking details. Plus, a second body is found in Lee County. Kentucky State Police say a murder investigation led them to the discovery. Also, we've learned 2 people are behind bars this morning after police say they stole playground equipment from a Whitley County daycare. That's coming up on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Michelle Chamberlain. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sean Moody has the morning off, as does Mike Linden. But our meteorologist Jim Caldwell is joining us this Sunday morning with some pretty good news.
Yeah,
Hey there, Jim.
Yeah, that's right, Michelle. For the most part, we stay dry today. Now, a few of us are going to run into some isolated chances of rain, but many will be dry. Right now, running in the upper 60s, low 70s, pretty steady through the entire overnight. We're going to keep those around for a couple more hours before we warm up into the mid-80s, looks like. Here's what our Defender Radar Network looks like, and it also has a small shower or 2 working its way through parts of southern Kentucky at this point. And we'll likely run into a few more of those out there today. So here's what we're talking about with the folks of the forecast. It's only a brief break from rain. We're going to increase those chances again as we get into your Monday, and it gets soggy beyond that as well as true tropical moisture makes a return. We'll break it all down coming up.
A brief break, we'll take it, right? So we're tracking a breaking news alert here in Lexington. Police are investigating a death. Police are on Cross Keys Road, which is off of Alexandria Drive on Versailles Road. Let's go right to WKYT's Mike Byer, who's live with breaking details. Mike?
Good morning, Michelle. I'm along Cross Keys Road here in Lexington. There's still a heavy police presence. The coroner also remains on scene. Now, police are not releasing many details this morning, but here's what they've told us. Police were called to the 1000 block of Cross Keys Road shortly after 6 this morning. They say when they arrived, they located the body of a woman. Police are calling her death a homicide. They say their investigation has led them to believe she died a short time ago. Now, they're not saying how she died other than it's due to criminal activity. Now, the crime scene is rather large, and police are not releasing where the body of the woman was found. Currently, investigators are going door to door trying to figure out more information for themselves as well. Police have only been out here for a few hours, so this crime scene is still pretty fresh. As I said earlier, the coroner is also on scene. They have not identified the body of the woman yet, or who she is. None of that. Have not released her name. If we learn of any breaking details, of course, we will share that with you on air, online, and through our WKYT mobile news app. That's the latest here in Lexington. I'm Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. State police say a murder investigation that started Friday has led them to a second body. Troopers found the body just before dark on Hell Creek Road off of Kentucky 11. Police say they found a man dead in the brush off the gravel road. Police tell us they have a couple of people in custody, but a couple others are still on the run. According to Three Fork Jail's inmate roster, Anthony Taylor and Kevin Kendall are booked in jail on murder charges. Police on scene said more information could be released today. That's after the coroner is able to identify the man and notify his family. New this morning, Kentucky State Police are investigating a deadly crash in Morgan County. It happened yesterday afternoon around 3:30 on Kentucky 7 in West Liberty. Troopers say an SUV crossed the center line and hit a motorcycle. The 2 people on the motorcycle were thrown off. The Morgan County coroner pronounced the driver of that motorcycle, Thomas Tufts, dead at the scene. His passenger and the driver of the SUV were both flown to a hospital in West Virginia. Troopers say they are both listed in critical condition. Also new this morning, Lexington police are looking for a driver who they say hit a man on a bicycle. It happened just after 1 o'clock this morning on New Circle Road near Winchester Road. Police say the man was riding his bike on the side of the road when he was hit by a white SUV. We're told that SUV drove off. The bicyclist was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Police are still looking for the SUV. They don't have a license plate number, but did say it had a veteran's plate. A sheriff's deputy is recovering after investigators say a man rammed his car into the deputy's cruiser. The Martin County Sheriff says deputies went out to an assault on the IGA parking lot Friday night. The sheriff says a man involved in the assault called 911 to explain his side of the story. But when Deputy Paul Witten pulled up, the sheriff says the man attacked Witten.
Billy Greer pulls in and starts ramming his car without any provocation at all.
Deputies say Witten's airbag deployed. His window is broken and he is expected to be okay. Deputies arrested Greer on several charges, including assault against a police officer. We have an update to bring you this morning on stolen playground equipment from a Whitley County daycare. The Williamsburg Police Department posted on their Facebook page that Jellicoe Police in Tennessee arrested Arthur Hill and Amanda Rogers. Jellicoe Police Dispatch told us that Hill and Rogers were immediately extradited to the Whitley County Detention Center. They both face theft charges after police say they stole playground equipment from the Soggy Bottoms daycare last month. Williamsburg Police donated new playground equipment to the daycare. Here in the United States, officials in Ohio are now saying 24 concertgoers suffered medical symptoms, not overdoses. They say the concertgoers ate candy laced with a drug found in marijuana. The victims were at the Ohio Dream Sports Complex in Butler. It's a weekend-long rap music festival that's taking place, and authorities say someone gave them candy containing THC, the main chemical in marijuana. The first ever Walking Dead Day in Cynthiana is in the books, and it was a real scare. Tens of thousands of walkers were in town for the festival. The day was a homecoming for Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore, the creators of the popular comic and TV show The Walking Dead. The pair posed in front of a road sign that's now bearing their name.
I got to go downtown this morning because I showed up a little early and there were already people there, and I got to shake a lot of hands. And, you know, I didn't kiss a baby, but I did sign the back of a baby's onesie, which was pretty exciting. And it's just great to see the people and get to talk to everyone.
Organizers gave out 10,000 copies of the first issue of the graphic novel. Its special cover features Pike Street in Cynthiana. It's pretty cool there. And we have some congratulations to pass along this morning. WKYT brought home some hardware from the Ohio Valley Regional Emmy Awards in Lawrenceburg, Indiana last night. WKYT's Sean Moody picked up a win in the General Assignment Reporting category, and investigator reporter Miranda Combs and videographer Barton Bill were also nominated for an award. So congratulations to them this morning. Your time now is 8:39. Coming up on WKYT this morning, some students in Michigan have embraced their inner Will Smith to draw attention to problems at their school. That story's coming up after Jim's forecast.
And my forecast is mainly dry out there today. A lot of us are going to have the generally clear skies with sunshine out there, but a few will have an isolated threat. We'll track who coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Wrapping up the weekend on a mainly dry note for us across most of central Kentucky, but we will run into some shower chances today. And you can almost see just in our Kentucky cams who is going to experience what today. Notice Lexington, Frankfort. You're going to find blue skies in both areas. A lot of blue skies, some high thin clouds. Nothing to be concerned about. But look at Jackson, look at London. A much cloudier picture. These areas will likely have the best chance to keep those clouds around and will likely have a better chance to run into some showers. Now, you probably get a break, or at least see some segments in the break there as far as cloud cover is concerned later today. But you also have the best chance to stay perhaps a little more on the wet side with some isolated showers. Most of us, though, will stay dry today. The isolated threat remains, and I keep talking about southern and eastern portions of Kentucky getting in on that isolated threat. Well, that isolated threat will be better in those areas. Here's kind of the highlighted zone who gets in on those chances. So you're looking from Pulaski into Wayne County, all the way into Perry County, as far east as Pike County. So we're talking that is the zone that gets in on the best isolated chance. And beyond that, the storm chances ramp up, period, area-wide, going throughout the rest of our 7-day forecast. Here this morning, clouds and some areas of fog showing up to our south and east, with some showers as well. And the main action, which is not that impressive, more of a nuisance than anything else, is currently exiting parts of McCreary County, going over into Tennessee, and some rain also falling close to Williamsburg as well. Why? Frontal boundary is on its way through the area completely, headed toward Knoxville, Tennessee, and will eventually kind of hang out there, and we'll pick up on some moisture as the disturbance is developing, and will start working its way northward over the next several days, and that's what's going to increase our chances of showers. Watch our model. There you see the scattered chance of a shower or two into the afternoon hours today. Highs in the mid-80s. Best chances, again, southern and eastern Kentucky. We stay mainly on the sunny side around here. Some drier air has filtered in. And then we get more so into your Monday. Chances start showing up again across southeastern Kentucky. That's going to be the targeted zone yet again. Here's the rest of the 7-day forecast. Gets a little more active, I think, for most of us as we get into Tuesday, more widespread, and then those chances will continue as we have some things going on across the Gulf Coast that spreads that moisture right into Kentucky. So get ready for another wet week.
Well, at least we get our break today.
At least we get our break today.
You know, and it's been so hot this summer, and with that heat, these poor Michigan students, they're frustrated because their 50-year-old school does not have air conditioning.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
And, you know, I can imagine, yes. They've made a parody video to try to raise money for a new one. Mike Anderson has their story.
Just sit right there. I'll tell you all about seafood in school with no air.
It's been a long, hot summer for everybody at Sherman Park Lutheran School. So hot, they're rapping about it.
I came into school with my big poofy hair, but it shriveled all up, cuz we ain't got no air.
The half-century-old building has no central air, and they rely on portables that look almost as old.
It is warm all of the time, so they just get used to sweating to make it through the day.
So the kids, along with some help from their teachers, have done a parody on a Will Smith rap song in hopes of raising funds to bring central air to the school.
Anything to get the attention. That's what sometimes is hard to do. There are people out there that want to help.
They're hoping that one of those people is Ellen DeGeneres.
That is what they would love. You don't go to Ellen, Ellen comes to you, so I guess our kids are saying, hey, Ellen, we're here.
If not Ellen, then someone else with deep pockets.
It's going to take tens of thousands, if not close to $100,000.
Summer school ended last week. The kids have to be back here in 2 weeks to start the fall session. Unfortunately, it'll still be hot, and they won't have those new air conditioners by then.
Jimmy, you need to get you a hat like that.
I do need a hat, and you need a hat to kind of keep the sweat from running down your face.
I know, because they're so hot. I can't believe that.
And very intense heat, and it's been hot everywhere so far this summer.
Well, hopefully they get their AC unit soon.
Let's see what Ellen does.
More news when we come back.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant. A top honor for UK Hospital. How does a place that's so busy manage to have lots of positive outcomes? A clip from Kentucky Newsmakers coming up.
Kentucky mornings start here. You're watching WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant. Glad you're with us on WKYT. The UK Chandler Medical Center has been named the top hospital in Kentucky by U.S. News. Several of its programs have been singled out for effectiveness. The university's longtime spokesman, Jay Blanton, is a guest on Kentucky Newsmakers. He talks with me about that and the start of the new school year. First of all, congratulations, and tell us about this top ranking for UK Hospital. It's also a very busy operation over there. You know, how do you keep that balance of quality and everything moving through there?
Well, I think that's what that U.S. News ranking that you're referring to alludes to. Ranked #1 in the state by U.S. News, and they look at excellence really across a number of areas. We're high performing in 6 areas. The only cancer center in the state to be mentioned is high performing. And one of the metrics they look at, which I think speaks to your question about how you do that balance, is talking about not only patient outcomes and patient safety, but quality of staffing. And in February of 2016, our nurses received magnet status. You could get into a big technical explanation for what that means, but what it simply means is they're simply the best of the best. And so it really is about quality staffing. And I was over in the hospital a couple times this week actually visiting someone and watching those nurses in that emergency room department, which is, to say the least, busy every day. Is a level 1 trauma center, and they really are the best of the best in terms of how they care for folks, the attention to detail that they have. So it really is an affirmation more than anything else, the quality of the staff and the sophistication of the care and the outcomes that are delivered there every day.
How do you keep staff motivated like that to do that kind of work 24/7 throughout the year?
Well, I think there's been a vision, I think, led by Dr. Carr for the last 15 years that very simply says that we want any Kentuckian, wherever they are in the state, to wake up every day to know that they don't have to leave the state to get the best care. We're a state with a lot of health challenges, and that really needs a nationally ranked and nationally regarded level 1 trauma center that provides the best in advanced sort of specialty care. So that's the mission, and I think you've got a staff there of several thousand folks who are really committed to that mission, which I think also fits the mission of the institution as a land-grant institution that is so tied to our state, so tied to being what Dr. Capilouto calls the University for Kentucky. That hospital really symbolizes the best of that. So I think you've got everyone really aligned with the mission.
Research is very important at the university, and in particularly in the health fields, and there is a lot of that going on. You made reference to Kentucky having these challenges. We know that's true. Do we try to tailor the research done to the challenges that Kentucky faces? Do we do that well in Kentucky?
I think so, and I would mention two things. Under President Capilouto, we really pushed forward, and with the leadership of the legislature, and particularly President Stivers, last year got permission to start work on a $265 million research building. State's paying for half, the university's paying for half. That is really going to be targeted at health disparities, and particularly health disparities in Appalachia. So we are really tailoring our research toward those finding solutions for Kentucky. And the truth of the matter is, we've got some challenges, but when we solve Kentucky problems, we're solving global problems.
Now you can see my full interview with Blanton and also hear from Kentucky Labor Secretary Derek Ramsey on creating jobs in the Commonwealth. It's on Kentucky Newsmakers. We'll repeat it this morning at 10 over on the CW Lexington. And we'll have the latest news, weather, and traffic for you this week on WKYT This Morning. Join us bright and early. I'm Bill Bryant. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to WKYT This Morning. So we have a heartwarming story to tell you about, and it's about weddings, and they're always emotional, but even more so for this Pittsburgh bride.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Jenny's dad, he couldn't walk her down the aisle because he was killed back in 2006. He donated his organs, and Jenny has kept in touch with the man who received his heart for the past 10 years. She asked him to walk her down the aisle, and he said yes, of course. And the rest is history. Jenny says it was just like having her dad with her on her special day. Isn't that wonderful?
It's beautiful. What a beautiful story. So coming up on CBS Sunday Morning, meet some athletes who don't let their age keep them from competing. Then catch up with actor Hugh Grant and profile producer and composer Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's all coming up on Sunday morning right here on WKYT from 9 to 10:30. And we have a beautiful day in store, hopefully. A dry day, I should say.
Right. For most of us, we're going to be in pretty good shape. You know, here in central Kentucky, we're going to stay dry. Here's going to be the catch. A little more cloud cover and chances of isolated showers will show up across southern portions of Kentucky. But generally speaking, we get a brief break from the widespread rain that we've experienced here what seems like forever. But we get into next week, Michelle, and for all of those folks that are missing the rain chances after not maybe
Who are those folks?
Yeah, right? You'll get them all back as we head through the new work week.
So enjoy this brief break and enjoy your Sunday. And thanks so much for tuning in to WKYT. And thank you, Jimmy Caldwell, for being here.
Oh, I'm here next weekend too. It's
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
fun.
I enjoy having you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.